Okay. We are watching Seb. Also, chat, if you're a non-sub and you get ads, let me know when you get ads so we can pause the VoD and we can wait it out, okay? Wait, hold on, what is this? I actually advise people that really want to get better at Overwatch to actually watch these VoD reviews as they've helped me climb tremendously. I mean, some people like educational content, some people don't, right? Some people are just here to watch me fucking dink heads and listen to good music. They're not really here for the educational content, but for what it's worth, I like the system that someone can just redeem a coaching VoD and then just be like, hey man, can you help me out? I didn't really understand what went wrong this game, and I can point it out to them and make them a better player. That being said, chat, if this is not up your alley, that's completely understandable. Come back in 20-25 minutes and the VoD should be over. Either way, back to the VoD. We're going to be watching Seb. Team 2 is going to consist of Cole, Mercy, Ana, Genji, and Doomfist. And in Team 1 is Soldier, Ana, Sigma, Cole, and Mercy. Both teams have a Mercy Ana setup. Okay, I am actually going to give this to you, Seb, because you have a Genji Nanoblade combo, and they don't. I think Visor is not nearly as strong, so...
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Don't be too reckless out there.
Cole Mercy combo. Instantly top 500 game. You can already tell. Okay, good focusing there. I don't like random nades like this because unless you practice them, this has no effect. And all this is going to do is just make their DPS know that they can punish you because you no longer have a nade, right? You got to be a little bit more respectable when it comes to your cooldown usage here, because your nade, even if the offset, say that it hits the soldier, what effect did it have on the fight? Nothing at all, right? It's way better in this situation to save it for a better, like a rainier day, so to speak. I would rather you play left side, wait a little bit, and try and cross, and if they're aiming at you, you can use the nade for a way to actually get to the left side. But just throwing the nade like this, I do not agree with this whatsoever. Unless you practiced the arc of hitting many targets on the other side, that's a different story altogether. But it seemed to me like you hit nothing, right? So don't just randomly throw your cooldowns like this, because the higher rank that you climb to, the more you're going to get punished for doing that. Looks like your Cole is getting diffed right now.
Echo here. I need to get healed.
A lot of people in chat might go, but ID, why do you say that now? What if it works? The thing is, it's not going to work in high rank, and I'm only going to give people tips to get better, not to be the master or whatever role they play, you know what I'm saying? I would rather they improve. Okay, the enemy Cole is hitting some headshots right now. Nice nade. Very, very nice nade. Good, shoot the Cole a little bit, pressure him. Oh, that Cole is hitting some headshots right now, even on you running back.
You'll have to try harder than that.
Hold on, there's a good question in the chat. Do you actually do paid coaching? So, the problem is, right, at one point I did paid coaching, and the main issue is that people who are slightly more fortunate than others start to wave more money in my face, and they're like, yeah, do me first. And I came to the conclusion that halfway through doing them and taking payments for them is that I realized that I'm not doing it for the money. I'm solely doing it because I actually enjoy helping people and I want them to get better. So I came up with a fair system, whereas if you watch my channel and you enjoy being here, you're going to accumulate these points naturally, and you're going to have a VoD review in like no time. And I feel like it's a very fair system because the more you watch me, the more points you'll have, right? And I do think it's fair that the people who've been here for a long time, who have accumulated a lot of points, should be the ones to be able to claim it first, right? Also, something that I feel is really bad is that there's a lot of people out there who just simply don't have the money to pay for coaching, right? So they're never going to be able to get help. And in my honest opinion, I think it's better and more fair that just the people who hang around, talk a lot, and chill and chat are the ones that actually benefit from it, right? So I genuinely don't like taking money for this when I can be doing it for free and I actually enjoy it. So I think this is more fair. It balances it out, so to speak. Also, I see the ads, chat. Don't worry. I see the ads. Tell the non-subs that we're waiting for them. They're done? Perfect. Let's go back to the VoD, shall we? Shall we, friends? All right, let's take a look. I don't disagree with your positioning there, Seb. I think it was fine. The enemy call is just popping off.
Ready for duty.
Enough whining. You're fine.
You're a really good dude. I really appreciate your streams from a silly lurker. I appreciate you, buddy. Chat's very nice tonight. Ooh. Good. Nice nade. None of the Saria right now? Oh. I mean, that works too, I guess.
Targeting hostile.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. If your Genji's asking for it and he knows how to handle the character, then by all means. I mean, you can nano boost the Genji. Right there, I use like nano boosting the Saria for the purpose of like the momentum, right? Because she's like, you know, pushing forward. But it's okay. I'm not gonna complain about that. We're always mad. Chat's actually been really nice tonight. Oh, okay. I can point out something straight away, right? If you have a Mercy who is pocketing your DPS, I think it's more your job to make sure that your Saria stays alive, right? And the reason why I say this is because if your tank effectively dies in a 5v5 fight, the fight's technically over, right? I can't stress enough how important it actually is to keep your tank alive. In my honest opinion, and I see this in various ranks, is that once the tank falls, the team fight is effectively over, right? So it kind of falls on your hand to keep your Saria alive here because you already have a Mercy who, you know, she died obviously, but still, I do think that keeping your Saria alive in this particular moment is necessary for you to even get this cart moving forward, right? So in my honest opinion, what I could have done instead here is that I think while you have... listen, I don't disagree with what you're doing, but the one thing that I think that you can do a little bit better is that I like you to play here on the left side instead. And I see a lot of Annas play around here. And the reason why is because they can stand on the staircase here and just like kind of have their head above this. And it covers your body from incoming damage. And if someone's trying to shoot you in the head, you can always like duck down and then you can kind of wait, right? So you can like shoot, duck kind of thing, right? And I think it's really, really important that you keep your tank alive more often so than your DPS. You can win a fight 5v4 with 1 DPS lacking, but you cannot win a 4v5 without your tank alive. So I kind of just want to talk about the priority on your tank there. Unfortunately, we kind of let her die. I just think it's very, very important. You didn't really have any cooldowns there, so obviously you panicked a little bit. Towering OP with the Prime. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you.
We can't move until the payload moves. Stand up straight. No recovery.
That nade is fine. I like that nade because you aimed it at the wall, so the AoE hit a lot of people there. Oh. That nade was a little bit questionable, but it's alright. You try to save them. Your team is effectively dead, you know what I'm saying? Dead. Nice kill on the Kiriko. Okay. Nice attempt. I mean, the nade was meant for your Cole. If it was a little bit sooner, you would have got it. Okay, we have a Nano Blade up here for the next fight. 2 good targets. You can do the Genji or you can do your Saria. Okay, high ground control. Perfect. Good high ground control here.
I've got you. My ultimate is ready.
Small detail. Very, very small detail. If we take a high ground position like this, we do not want to give our position away too quickly. And the reason why I say this is if you're zooming in on your Cole or your Mercy here and you're trying to get a little bit of healing with the Mercy right here, you're effectively giving their DPS the information that they need, right? The reason why I say this is that this is one of the first things that I look at. If I'm coming back from spawn, say I play Soldier, Widow, Cole or whatever, I'm looking for where the Ana is shooting because I need to know where she is. And when you're zooming in like this and you're shooting, if you miss Cole like you did on the first shot there, or if he was already full HP, you actually kind of show where you are, right? So to prevent this from happening in the future, when you have such a god tier positioning like you have right now, go for left clicks here instead until the fight starts, because you don't want to give away your position straight away, right? Because then you're kind of like throwing the high ground position away. I like this position. This is good. This is not bad at all. But the small nitpick is if I'm a DPS and I see you shooting and I see the trail of your bullet go straight up, you know, into the left here, I know your position and I'm gonna wait for you, right? So I kind of just want to point that out. It's way better here to use left click and try and hit your projectiles, like, you know, slowly moving projectiles, and do that instead. Don't ever ADS here, not until the fight starts at least. Hopefully that makes sense to you too, chat. Ah, yay, unlucky. That is really tough. That is tough, man. Oh, it would have been a good nano too.
Why has the payload stopped? We must move.
Unfortunate,
Still
unfortunate.
have some fight in me. I'm here.
But chat, do you guys understand what I mean by the bullet trail? And hiding your position a little bit before the fight starts? You guys understand what I'm saying?
Helping you up.
60 seconds.
Keep you up. Enough whining. You're fine. Helping you out.
Good aim. Keeping you sorry alive. That's good. It's good that you saved the nade for when you actually took that initial damage.
Heroes never die.
Ah, fuck, man. She dies just as she gets nano.
Get in there.
Oh. The fuck is your Cole doing?
10 seconds.
You're out of time.
Okay.
I've got you in my sights.
Hipfire is invisible. That is correct. Your ADS leaves a bullet trail. Makes it very easy to know where the Ana is at any given time.
Let's get the payload going.
Healing you.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Nice little quick
My
scope.
ultimate is almost ready. My ultimate is almost ready.
Come over here. I have you. Keep fighting.
Your SAR is good though. Keeping the pressure up. Unfortunate that the anti-nade hits the soldier and not the Sigma there. Oh, nice aim.
Left here.
Good ping. Okay. Okay.
I'm here. Keep fighting. I appreciate the support.
Chat, you got 14 minutes left to predict, remember. I mean, it's quite obvious that this is diamond, right? It's very, very obvious. The quick scopes, the nanos, absolutely diamond, dude.
Healing you.
60 seconds.
We have no excuses now.
Good, Sisu. Your SAR is doing a really good job, but
Fire at will.
Seb, I want to alliterate something, right? I want to reiterate, and how important this is, right? You kind of stopped focusing your DPS, healing them so much. Instead, you're now focusing a lot on the Zarya. Do you see the effect that you're having on the game by keeping your Zarya alive and having her be so aggressive? Do you see the change of the pacing of the game? Do you kind of like understand what I was saying when I was saying that? That it's like it's very, very important for you to try and make sure that the Zarya is alive because you have really good single target healing. And then if your Mercy or whatever support, in this case Kiriko, wants to keep her DPS alive, she can. But it's kind of like, you know, it's very, very important for you to try and keep the Zarya alive, right? Because you've been doing a pretty good job doing that. You've also been pretty good with the nades on her. But, you know, allowing the Zarya to be at full HP as much as you possibly can also allows your tank to move up more forward, which in return creates more space, which in return makes sure that your DPS have more space to work with, right? So hopefully you understand what I'm saying, because you've kind of changed your way of playing a little bit right now, right? You're focusing more healing on the Zarya, you're doing less on the DPS, you're letting your Kiriko take care of the DPS, you're single target healing the Zarya, and it's quite obvious to me, like night and day, that you have a lot more pressure on the enemy team. So I just want to reiterate that, how important it is to make sure that your tank is alive.
Covering you. Over there.
See that, chat? Grandmaster positioning right there, dude.
My ultimate is almost ready.
My
I would
ultimate
put
is
75,000 points into GM at this point. Easy. Unfortunate.
Let the Kitsune
Oh,
guide you.
you wanted to, sorry. Oh, you wanted to give your fucking nano to the Zarya, but the Tracer got in the way. That's unlucky. That's unlucky.
10 seconds.
There's no time to lose. Attack!
I go out on my terms.
I'm not gonna haggle you on that. I mean, you attempted to hit the Zarya, but you accidentally hit the Tracer instead.
Score 0-2. Switching sides.
Did someone say intermission music? Did someone say that? I don't know. Did someone say intermission music? I think someone said that. I'm pretty sure someone said intermission. Man, these cookies are fucking fire, chat. I really wish you could have these cookies. It's unfortunate that none of you can have either of these cookies, because god damn. These are a 12 out of 10. Whew, so good.
Ready for battle.
Not leave a broken world behind. You're hard to keep a scope on, Genji. Always so unpredictable.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be. It keeps me sharp.
Stay close. I can't hear you if you stray.
Chad, have I, serious question, right? Have I explained the tips thus far and the way they play this in a manner where you guys understand it?
Attackers incoming.
So far? Do you feel like it's easy to understand?
Keep in sight.
I just want to make sure that everyone, like, kind of gets it, right? Oh, set nades? We didn't hit anything, but... Got it. Top 500 move right there, chat. Set nades? You won't find those in bronze.
I've got you.
Yeah, that enemy Cole is a problem. Jesus. Yeah. You pretty much talk to us like we're a 5-year-old. Oh, that's just to you, Pons, because I know that next year you turn 6, and I want to make sure that you understand, right?
One of these days I'll end up in Fiji.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Good attempt. I saw what you tried to do there. I mean, the last fight was kind of over, Seb. There wasn't really anything you could have done to save that. Your Cole is very up there, and your Genji keeps getting picked off before the fight even starts, which is a problem in itself. Nice nade. You hit a couple. You hit both their DPS. Okay, so you have set nades. A little bit random of a sleep dart. I would have rather held it there. Your Reaper is so fucking dead. Holy shit. Yep. Okay. Quick scopes. Nice attempt. If the bubble wasn't there, he would have got slept. You tried to hit the ball. That's fair. Didn't hit it. Okay, good positioning. I like that you...
You're powered up. Get in there.
Yeah. So I knew this was going to happen, right? I fucking knew it. The moment that we have even an inkling that the Winston might have ult, we save that sleep dart, right? Because now you're priority target, right? This monkey would not have gone for you unless he heard the sleep dart go off, and that's the main point, right? This is an error from your perspective, right? We're trying to go for this wonky sleep dart straight away, and it's a 50-50 that we hit it. But even if we do hit it, we're not really making a dent into his ult economy in any way, shape, or form. What you need to do in this position right now is that not only would he have ignored you, probably, if you did not try to shoot the sleep dart, I'm pretty sure that he heard it and then decided to go for you, right? Even with 30% HP, he knew you didn't have sleep, so there's nothing for him to fear. If you hold your sleep, you're not a target anymore, right? Because if a monkey jumps on you with ult and he knows you have sleep, it's going to be more like a 90-10 that you hit it instead of a 50-50. So in my honest opinion, this is a huge misplay, and I think that you should have a better idea when Winston ult is ready, and you should kind of hold your sleep dart for that particular case. Unless you're using sleep dart for someone like trying to chase you around a corner or whatever, that's fine. But in this particular moment, he probably heard your sleep dart and decided to go for you as a result. Now you're going to die, and they're probably going to push pretty far. So in my honest opinion, should have kept your sleep dart there. The longer you hold it, the more of a threat you are to the Winston, right? And he's going to hold his ultimate until he hears you.
And we felt that if we applied the same kind of design philosophies that we had applied to our previous games, easy to learn, difficult to master, but really try.
That's nice. He killed you right next to Mike Morham talking about Blizzard.
I go out on my terms.
Understood.
Nice.
Don't make it easy for me, young man.
Oh. Try, even in situations where you're panicking like this, try not to jump. Okay, it's very, very important in situations where you're up against 2-hit scan. You're only making it easier for the enemy team to actually kill you in this particular case. There's a small sliver chance that you actually survive if you crouch spam here and you try and go more to the left. Because the soldier's not going to chase you around the corner. He's going to try and get to you, but by jumping, you're essentially just making it easier and you're signing your death sentence, right? So I know that NA players in general love to jump. I don't know who the fuck decided that this is a good idea to teach people. Stop jumping, right? I would literally just stop jumping. There's nothing more that I love than Annas who jump when I play hit scan. It's like, it's such a free kill. I don't know who's teaching people to jump on Anna. Stop doing it. Crouch spam instead. You'll find yourself surviving so much more.
Double kill.
لسه قدامي كتير. Don't fret. I see you.
Baptiste here.
Good basic positioning. You know how to take high ground. That's good. Get some damage in. That's good.
That must sting.
Nice nade. A fucking triple nade. God damn. Okay. Well, that nade changed the entire fight. Nice.
Hello.
Doesn't jumping allow for less headshots? No. You're making it easier for every single decent hit scan player to shoot you in the head. Sorry to say, jumping is not what you want to do against good hit scan players. Mm-mm. I can guarantee you that you're not fooling anyone. You're just making it easier for a player like me to kill you.
Eyes on the target.
Could have held that nade for your ball instead, honestly. That's what I would have done. But I saw your game plan, even though it didn't work out. Yeah, we have a call behind us. Chaos. Yeah, when you jump on any character in this game, you become predictable. everyone falls at the same speed. Everyone falls at the same angle. And you can't stop yourself from moving in that same angle. Like, you're stuck in an animation. It's no bueno, right? Stagger.
I still have some fight.
Yeah, that's right. Don't do what up down step in the chat is doing right now. If you're playing Ana or any support, don't do that. No bueno. Oh, I gotta sneeze. I gotta sneeze. Okay, feel much better. Whew, I sneeze a lot. Thank you, Daisy. Bless you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Chat, it's not burping. It's literally sneezes. I don't know what you guys are on about. Let me sneeze in peace, dude. What do you want me to do? Mute? Alright, fine. I'll mute from now on. Every time I sneeze, I'll mute.
Almost ready.
Once again, good high ground positioning. Gotta be a little bit careful here.
Get in there.
Nice to be the patient for a change.
To kind of see what I mean a little bit, we're trying to go for these, like, unorthodox sleeps, right? We're trying to hit these sleeps and make them look kind of good and sassy, right? But the reality of the situation is every time we miss our sleep, the monkey just pops ult, right? Like, imagine in a different scenario where the Winston pops ult and then you sleep him, right? I mean, the offset is that your team might shoot him and he wakes up, but, like, there's a common theme here where it's happened not just once but twice now, where we sleep and he hears it and then he just pops ultimate and runs away, right? He pays attention to what you're doing, and sleep isn't very quiet. It's a very unique sound. So when the sleep goes off, he knows it's free real estate, right? So we got to keep that in mind a little bit better and hold our sleep darts for a little bit of a better scenario. Right now, it feels like we're throwing out sleeps in the hopes of hitting like an MLG 1337 skilla killa sleep across the map. We don't need to do that. It's all good trying to hit one. You don't need to look flashy. You just need to hit something, right? And for what it's worth, I feel like we're not hitting many sleeps at all, and we're not really setting up a lot of kills. So I kind of just want to point that out because that is a common occurrence right now, and I feel like we need to improve that a little bit. Yes. Fucking eat his ass. Fuck him over. Positioning. Whoa. You know what? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. While I do have some criticism for your gameplay, this was kind of a team diff. This felt very much like a DPS diff. How your Genji felt like he was dead permanently, and your other DPS had very questionable ultimates. But there are things we can work on, right? There are things we can do better. The way I kind of want to explain this, I suppose. I'm going to start with the good things, right? Pens and papers out, chat. This is going to be on the exam, okay? This is going to be on the finals later tomorrow. Remember that. Okay, the good things. You take really good high ground position. You always strive to trying to get into a better position. You're trying to keep some distance between you and the tank and you and the enemy team. It's good. I like it. For the most part, there are some scenarios where we tend to ADS down and kind of give away where we're standing. I don't like that personally. So try and minimize giving away your position that early. Not until the fight starts, at least. Yeah? Try and keep that in mind. There's a little bit of quick scoping going on. I'd like to see more of that. And I think you know what I mean when I say that. I'd like to see a little bit more. There are some set nades. Some of them literally won you fights straight off the rip. I like it. There are some nades that are quite questionable, where it's more like you're panicking a little bit. Be a little bit more of a, you know, have a game plan, I guess. Like, try and have like, okay, if this thing happens, like, have a little bit of a check mark. Okay, is your DPS critical? Fuck it, try and go for a nade. It's all fine and dandy. But let's not engage with a nade unless we know what we're doing. Another thing I want to point out is the sleep darts. The sleep darts is a huge problem. We're barely hitting any of them, and when we do hit them, they are so telegraphed, right? It's almost like the enemy team knows that they're coming, and the reaction is kind of like a response to you using them. I mean, for what it is, like Saw the Monkey, right? You kind of saw it from a third perspective, is that the monkey will literally wait until you use your sleep dart, and then he will pop ultimate as you missed it, because he hears you. He hears the sleep dart go off, he knows you missed, so he just goes for you and kills you, and it's that easy, right? So that's something I want you to kind of like focus on a little bit more. I guess the other thing I wanted to point out is our nano boosts aren't really that great. And I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm not trying to be like an asshole and just be like, dude, your nanos suck. We didn't really get much value out of them, did we? The couple of times we kind of wanted to use them on DPS, we're a little bit too slow. We don't really understand when we should use them as a means to gain a little bit of more tempo. For example, if a fight is 5v4, it's completely fine to pop a nano on your tank or one of your DPS to sort of engulf the fight and sort of guarantee that you win it, right? A lot of the times we end up in a 5v4 situation where some of your team gets a kill and we kind of hold it for a long time, and then all of a sudden we've held it for so long that we then decide to throw it, and then in the middle of nano someone kills your target, and then it was just kind of wasted, right? I think one thing that you don't understand, and I'm going to explain it to you, is that momentum in this game is almost everything, right? If you come around a corner and one of your DPS gets a free kill, it's a 5v4, it is completely fine to nano your DPS or your tank for the sake of keeping that momentum, right? Just fucking roll them over like you're a fucking snowplower, you know what I'm saying? So remember that in the back of your head, that it's completely fine to tempo nano to just guarantee the win of the fight. It's fine. Because one thing I noticed is that you build nano pretty fast, right? So more often than not, by not using it as a tempo nano, we're also kind of holding it for so long that we're kind of missing out on, you know, more nanos over the course of the fight or the game, so to speak. But hopefully that feedback is enough. There are some more things I kind of want to point out, but at the same time, I feel like too much is just going to be exactly what it is, too much. And I feel like this is more than enough for you to sort of integrate into your gameplay, try and improve a little bit on it, and I think that you'll do just fine.